Alright, captains, we are back finally here on the PS4 Bridge. It has been a hot minute since our last update, and we have been given our updates for the last month here. And this was supposed to be done about a couple weeks ago, possibly even about over a month ago. But due to us being sick, we weren't able to. But we use that time to still log on daily and work on our progress. So what we want to do in this vid is show off our progress 1 year being on the console. So we will go through 3 of our tunes that we have maxed out, drop our little ECs, of course, show how they've progressed, and then we'll probably give some negatives and positives as we go through, and then at the end give our conclusion. So here we go. We're going to start with Try Zorf. Of course, he is my Klingon tune, and we're going from like the least sort of character developed to our main. And yes, it is Try Zorf, and I believe that name we came up with the help of my captains on one of the Twitch streams there. So we'll go on him first and show how he's doing. And again, been super happy with how this has gone. And with all of this, this is just to show what is possible in 1 year. Of course, no one can be able to duplicate what I've done in 2022. But as a new player, possibly starting 2023, it can give you an idea of what you can probably obtain through a year's worth of playing. And I'm talking when I'm going on to the bridge here, or nightly login, it's maybe an hour max. I'll only go over if I'm streaming. Other than that, I'm just coming on here to do my dailies, and these 3 tunes are all event ready. They've been able to do all the events no problem, because all the events both here on console and on PC are just normal. So again, we're starting off with my Klingon recruit. And we're going to start here with his duty officers here. We're again just going over to show his progression and the overview here. There's my commendations. As you can see, the only thing I've got maxed out here is espionage. And I have been trying to do the doffing daily. That is part of my what I deem paperwork. But this is kind of all I have got going on so far, with again espionage being rank 4. So you can see the Marauding 1, Science 2, Engineering 2, Military 3, Exploration 1, Medical 2, Colonial 1, Trade 1, Development 2, and Recruitment 1. And what I normally do is once I've maxed all of those out, I normally then just go for assignments that just give contraband, because the contraband you can hand that in, and when you hand that in, you get dilithium, and with the dilithium you can get Zen for your pretty ships, for the pretty pew-pews. So there's that progression for him. Crafting, I've only been able to work on just the one, and right now he's at level 13 for cannons, because I made this tomb as soon as the Klingon recruit went here live on the console bridge, and we're just gonna casually work through this as best as we can. And you'll see in the other 2 tunes how they've done in terms of their progression. So there's his crafting. His reputation, I have not worked on any of it, but he does have some marks to start off to work when I do decide. So competitive, I already have 692, and this is all going to be done through marks I get through events, as well as Pendever boxes. I think that's maybe he got discovery marks. Yeah, he's got 1,000 discovery marks. So I'll be starting the rep, quote unquote, grind on this tune very soon. But that is where he's at with that. In terms of the Admiralty, so level, pretty much the Federation, the Klingon, and the Romulan campaigns are at 7. And the Ferengi is at 8. So I'm going to try to finish these off, because of course when you get to 10 you get the special ships from them, but also you get a reward of dilithium, which is going to help me with this tune. Having said that, we're going to go quickly to the inventory here to show off his assets. So energy credits, I got 1.9 here. That's actually through a lot of just selling things here and discarding things. And you can see there for his dilithium, he's got 213 refined with 96k ore. All of that is just from him doing the events. And again, this tune is essentially ready to do events, no problem. Now, we will show off quickly here. We have 5,000 Zen. All of that is through just us playing and converting all the dill that we've gotten here and there to that. And I will kind of give at the end there my ultimate goal for that, but slowly but surely, even now we have enough to get 2 ships from the sea store. But again, we're going to give our ultimate goal here of this count once we go through our 1-year progression here. So super happy about that. I got some Zen there. And in his inventory, again, all this stuff I've gotten is from the events. Like this here, I forgot to put this in the account in the inventory there, but this is just a character bound ultimate tech upgrade, so I'll eventually be working on this tune. His inventory is not that bad. I've spent a couple weeks actually cleaning up the inventory, and this is all just stuff that again I've gathered. I do keep some of these ones that I've picked up through TFOs or whatever have you, just in case when we have pendevers for gain salvage. Pendevers are personal endeavors. And again, we got the contraband here, so we're turning that in, of course, for dilithium when we can every day. So there's that. Now when it comes to ship and crew, there he is. All this stuff, again, I got through mostly for free, essentially. So this is his melee weapon he got from his Klingon recruit event. He's got the android buff, that was from an event. The black alert tribble, free, given to us there, free. So why not? That was during last winter, so December 2022. Got a Jackal Massive. Of course, this is from the event there, or mission, I should say. And his, as you can see, his kit module is not doing so good, but he does have the universal kit module, Sompek Energy Rebounder. So again, there's some work I need to do on this tune. That is more evident, of course, when you go to the IKS Josep. Look at his weapons. These are still all very low Mark 4. And of course, prolonged engagement photon torpedo. I got this from the Phoenix store. Mark 2 disruptor, Mark 12 disruptor there, and then in the back, the disruptors that actually came with the ship. And yes, he is using the Machala free, again, free ship that you get for doing just some of the tasks that you need to do for your Klingon event recruit. And this probably would be his main ship for a bit, but we'll go over that one in a little bit here. So again, just we got a lot of work to do. Now his consoles here, we're gonna just be putting universals that we get from his ships. And speaking of ships, we go to over here, manage ships. We'll show up all, of course, my tunes get these ships because these are the ships that we got from either leveling up or from the event. So the Jirac Alliance carrier, of course, this was from the 12th anniversary event. Great ship. I don't see him using it because he'll be maining a lot of Klingon ships, but nonetheless, we got it. Super happy to have this because if I need some fighters, yeah, I'll be using the ones that come off of the ship. Of course, we have this ship here, which was from the winter event. Haven't used it yet here, and probably if it's going to be used here, it's going to be used on this Klingon. Of course, the Nigerian Defender, this is from the summer event. Probably not going to use it, but again, what we'll use it here for is just a lot of inventory space if need be. Now, these 3 ships we got from leveling up. So he's got here the Katinga Battle Cruiser, the Bird of Prey, both iconic ships, and this one we just picked a Raptor just for the sake of having a Raptor. We'll have it because why not? Of course, from the Terran event here, we got from Ascension the Terran Somerville scout ship. It's a Fed ship, so probably not going to use it. Maybe the console. This ship here, the Mirror Gagarin warship, got this, of course, from last year's Terran event, and we'll get talking to more about the ship here when we get to our main, but this ship is a great ship to have. And of course, one of the first free ships that we got here on the console bridge was the Eisenberg Star Cruiser. And of course, recently we did a video remembering Aaron's birthday there. So again, this was such a nice gesture to just give us players for free this ship for the winter event 2021's winter event ship. And it would have been nice if we would have kind of have that gesture as well with other Star Trek characters who have passed away. I was actually hoping that we would have gotten something from the winter event in the same token as this, with the recent passing of Nichelle Nichols, of course, aka Uhura. And hopefully they take that in consideration going forward. But again, super happy that I got this ship, but something that he won't use, but I'm just showing it off nonetheless. So we got the ships. Now we're going to go quickly to his bank, because in his bank we have a lot of stuff that we're hanging on to. A lot of weapons, again, of course, some disruptor stuff that I've picked up here and there. But more importantly, these two ships here. We got these ships from Angelus. So huge shout out to Angelus for giving us some free ships. This is not counted in sort of the free stuff that you get from just playing. This was actually given in the kindness of his heart to us. And huge shout out to you, Andres. Thank you so much. Definitely will be using this, because this is the Negvar, and we also got the Vorcha. So definitely happy that we have these cannon ships that he'll be able to use just for pew-pews. And like I said, even though his ship has all those low-marked weapons, right now currently we have a red alert as of this video going on. He's able to participate, able to somewhat contribute, and get that done. I probably wouldn't go put this through any of like pugging, even normals, because it's pretty squishy. So there is our Klingon. Super happy we have a Klingon recruit. In terms of his assignments, we have a lot to do left yet, but we will get there when we get there. It's nothing that we're rushing to do. So all of this here is stuff that we have to do, and we'll get to it when we get to it, and something that excuse me, is a goal for this long term. So that's our Klingon. Let's head over to the Gem Hadar, which of course was from the Gamma recruitment, and we named him Tri Hadar. Well, I named him Tri Hadar, and he was the second one we got maxed out. And as you can see, he's in the bug ship. So this will probably be the ship that he'll main like forever. And I don't see me getting any other Jem'Hadar ships unless they decide to give it for free. But we'll go on to him, show his progression. Of course, those ships that we got from the events, all of those ships unlocked on our tunes. But we're going to be, again, going over the ship options each tune has. But of all my tunes, this one here on the console bridge has very few options, again, other than if they give it to us more ships. I could put them on other Alliance ships, and maybe, who knows, the next Alliance ship here for the 13th anniversary could be a Jem'Hadar type ship that is crossed with the other sort of factions, but we'll see. So, duty officer overview. You can see there, the only thing that I got max is medical on this tune, with diplomatic being 2, science 3, engineering 3, military 3, exploration 1, espionage 3, colonial 1, trade 1, development 3, and recruitment 0. Not much working there. crafting, he's actually a lot better than my main. He has got everything to 15 with the exception of what we're working out, which is shields. So super proud of that. We're just going to 15 because we just want the traits that you get from these. So we got them. Super happy about that. Don't know how he over took my main there, but he did. Now reputation wise, we got some done and we're still working on some. So Discovery is done. Task Force Omega is done. Still got to work on our Nukara, Uramis, our Dyson. Now the marks that we've got here, we've kind of put it into some of the reputations where we plan on getting items. So here, the Counter Command one, of course we're going to be getting it for the EBM, the torpedo that you get from the rep. So we'll get that, but we'll work on that slowly. Along with the Delta Alliance, we're working on that. The ICO is almost done. We got some marks to gather there. Of course, we're going to use a Red Alert event now that is currently on as of this recording to finish that off. The Terran Task Force is done. There's some stuff that we'll get from here. Temporal Defense, we need to work on Lucari. Competitive is done. Again, the competitive is one of the hardest ones to get, but we got it all done just through marks from the event. And of course, Gamma. So happy about that, and we'll be getting some items from the rep as we go along. For his Admiralty, so his progression here, he's got level 9 for all of them, so we're pretty much almost done. We just got to keep consistent, and again, we want to get to a point where when it comes to our paperwork here on the console bridge, we're just flipping between the Federation and the Ferengi for the dilithium. So of course, when I say dilithium, when you do the Federation, you get the Tour of Duty 10. It gives you 2 specialization points. But when you max your specialization, when you go over, that gives you dilithium. And of course, the Ferengi will give you the bonus 30k. But we're working all of it, so we'll get the reward, of course, from all of this, and then get the ships to help us with that. Now for his assets, as you can see, he's got refined 468k, all from events. Energy credits, all from ones where we got the reputation boxes and opened them. We got our EC back. I don't know how I got GPL, but there you go. Salvage, of course, we just getting that as we're salvaging items for our Pendevers. Now for his, what he's got packing, a lot of this is just stock that he's got still here. Now we have some of the event items like the Lucari set. We'll probably give them to some of the bridge officers, probably him as well, as the purple kind of helps with that. Excuse me, just had to cough there. Didn't want to do it in the mic. So again, super happy. When you do a Jem'Hadar recruit, you off the bat can get right off in doing the events, and glad that he was able to help me gather resources here on the console. Now his ship, again, you can't go wrong with a bug ship for a Jem'Hadar. So he's probably going to be here a long time. Now, the only thing I've gotten so far from the rep is the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo. And we're going to be planning on getting the Lorcator as well. But all of this stuff was still stock from when I got it. Now, we've been using the universal consoles that came from the event ships. So that helps him out. But again, super capable of just doing the events if we need him to help us gather resources, and of course with the resources that he gathers, the marks, work on the marks and progress him along with that as well. Now we're going to go to manage his ships here. Again, he's got access to all these ships, but really he will just be using the bug ship, and I have no issues with that. You know, when I first started playing in 2014, the bug ship was the hottest ship to get. and they actually gave this to us for free when you start a Gamma recruit. Now, I have another video idea to rant about, and I have kind of dropped ECs here and there about it in our past videos, but I hope that they kind of take this model of giving us these types of ships for free in future recruitment events. But again, we'll go over that when we make that particular video. So that's my update on this tune. Doing good so far. So now we'll head on to the main. We're just doing a quick update, but the main will be taking the bulk of this because he's got, oh wait, no, sorry, we're gonna go back to him. What I want to show on this tune was what some of the things that we've accumulated over the year, and it was in his inventory, which I'm super proud of. Super proud of. So much so that I get made fun of. But that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to quickly go back to his bank here and show off what we've been able to gather here and there, because I'm going to use this tune to hold some of the items for storage, but also for the account as a whole. So we'll go here to the bank, and boom. So, of course, there's all of his Reputation Elite marks, and this is the set that the Comarque Visionary set is what we'll be using there to give him, and then just move along. Now, we've been able to do the summer event with this tune, so we got a full stack here of favors and half stacks. So I have enough to get at least the lightning ball for my main, which I will eventually. And this is the ornament so far that we've gathered just by doing the doffing assignments. And that's why I recommend, if you want to gather more of these trinkets, all you got to do is the doffing assignments on the map itself, along with your home bases. So either be, ESD or Konos First City. These boxes, I'm just waiting to see where I'm going to be using them, because again, I have this, and when we start buying things from the Reputation, at least then I'll know where to allocate these. But super happy that we have 2 full stacks of Pendevers, of the green, blue, and purple ones. So these, of course, will be used when I need extra dilithium or marks, such, but I'm doing the same thing here on the console bridge that I'm doing also on the PC bridge. And you can see here we got 5 full stacks of the Unidevers, Universal Endeavors. And again, same thing, we'll be using that when we need them. And we've been hanging on to these specialization points that we've been getting from the events. Again, just to use them when we need them. Of course, you can't use them until a tune's at 65 anyways, but these tokens here, now we've received these free throughout the year, so it's been great to have them, especially this experimental ship upgrade. So I'm going to be using this when we need it, but I usually normally don't, especially with our build videos, because we want to show that you can do the content here without upgrading your ships, although it's nice to have, but it's not needed. But having said that, they give these out like candies, so there's that. And there is a reason why I said before that I don't buy any of the new tokens that they make, because yeah, they give you them for free. So from the Elite Captain Training Token to the Elite Bridge Officer Training Token, I have not bought in any of them. All 3 of these each have been just given for free. So that's our advice when it comes to these tokens that come out. You're usually going to get one for free anyway, so don't have to buy it necessarily, but that's up to you. If you have the resources, captains, why not? Right? So again, that is up to you, your discretion. But for us, this is a point to show that you get these things for free and there's no need to buy them. as long as you're patient. But if you want them right now, there you go. So there's that, and of course in the account bank here, we have another stack that we're working on here to give off, and this is how many Ultimate Tech upgrades we've accumulated so far as well. And of course from the Phoenix prize pack events that we've had here on console, this is how many I've gathered. So 45 of the rare, 30 of the very rare, and 8 of the ultra rare. Now this lonely pack here, the Terran Empire Agony Phaser weapons, we got this from the event, and I plan on using this on a particular tune, and we'll go over that when we go to the closing there. So forgot to show that off, so there's that. Now we're going to go on to our main here and show his progression, and then after that give our sort of ECs in terms of the positive, negatives, and of course our conclusions. So here we go. Of course, our main is Try Xander. This tune has served us well here and will continue to be the admiral of this account. And as you can see here, he's still on the USS Mergarin, and that's what I was saying earlier. This ship has served me very well, even though you have the Eisenberg. This is the ship that has got me through all the events, and is a very, very good ship, as it is a command ship, but we've built it differently, but we'll show that off in a bit here. And then of course we'll go through all the same stats, and then go through his inventory to show the things that are part of our plan for the future of this tune. So we're still in Earth space dock. Wait for the loading screen there, but yeah, this ascension, that stuff is all done here. And as you can see, that is the prize ship there, the Somerville, which of course all my tunes have. So again, progression wise, duty officers, overview, he's a little better. So we'll go over that diplomatic 3. We got science, engineering, and military to 4. Exploration's only at 2, which is weird because you think for Star Trek we should have exploration easy peasy. Espionage, medical, both at 4. Colonial trade is at 2. Development 4, and recruitment at 1. So a lot better, of course, because I've been working on this tune a lot longer. Crafting, he's still got 2 more to do. So currently he's working on his engineering, and then after that we got to work on shields. Maybe it's because of the lack of 2 DOFs that I'm using to do his assignments, but he's only got 2 going on. But that's okay. It's not anything really in a rush for. Really what we want it to work for is the beams, the cannons, ground weapons, kit modules, and projectiles, and we got those. So those are the first ones we worked on, and we're just trying to fill it out all to 15. Reputation, super happy about this. He's done. He was done a month ago. Before I got sick, he was done. So everything here is done. We're going to start to get some of the items that we need here from the reputation system. But we'll show you also what he's been using, and that's why I haven't really been getting any items here. But super happy that his reputation is done. Admiralty, all at level 10. So now I'm just, like I said before, just going between both the Federation and the Ferengi for dilithium's sake. I'm still getting specialization points here, but again, as soon as I max out all my specializations, I will be getting dilithium, because the 2 specializations will just roll you over, and of course when you roll over at max you get dilithium. So there is that. Super happy with that. Now his assets. So energy credits, 13 mil, not bad. All from just doing doffing. Again, stuff from the rep boxes, from the reputation system. So you can see here, refined 780k and ore 399. So essentially our first tune that hit a million, or will hit a million refined resources. And again, I'll go over the plans of that in a bit, of what I'm going to do with all the lithium I have. But we're going to keep using the 3 for now to go through the events. I'm going to spread them out, of course. Whoever has the lowest amount of ore to refine so that we can just keep gathering resources on the 3 tunes. But super happy about that. 1.8 gold press platinum, which I'm going to do absolutely nothing about. Salvage 44k. Of course, there you go. Now, his inventory is a little full, but there's a reason for that. One, of course, I keep items here that when I have the Pendevers to gain salvage, I have it over here to just go ahead and do so. Actually, I had one for this evening as of this recording. But as you can see, he has a lot of the weapons here, and this tune has gotten a lot and will get a lot of the free stuff, especially like this, the Cobalt Anti-Proton Duress Pistol. We got this from the PlayStation Store. Nothing wrong with that. We were able to claim that, but he also has all the damage types for when we need to do the damage types on ground for our Pendevers. So Polaron, Tetrion, Anti-Proton, Phaser, obviously, and of course the Terran Empire Sonic Phaser and the Terran Empire Sonic Phaser Stun Pistol is what we've gotten as well through events and or free stuff. But he also does a lot of my damages in space, with the exception of Polaron and Disruptor, because I just have the other 2 tunes to do that. But when I need it, of course, Phaser, he'll do it. Anti-Proton, he'll do it. Plasma, Tetrion, Disruptor. I'm keeping these for an idea that I have to build in the future video. So he will have this because these are the ones that you get from the reputation boxes from the Terran rep. These Disruptors fire red, so they have a different visual to them, and yeah, we'll do something with that. Of course, he's got that charm that we got from the Halloween event there. So this is how he's doing. His main weapon, and this is, I'm super happy we got this for free as well. This was from the PlayStation Store. This Cobalt Courier Anti-Proton Compression Pistol hits probably the hardest of all the weapons I have. So this is his main weapon. Of course, it helps with anti-proton damage on the ground. And I do have the Camarque set on him. So he's got that. Of course, we got that for free. The Android buff there from First Contact Day. Of course, the Tribble. And for his kit modules, and as you can see, I have upgraded this tune to Captain Elite. So he's got all of his kit modules maxed out. Got the Sompek Rebounder, the Ambush Turret Fabrication. I believe I got that for an event. Tactical kit module Ambush, just got that playing. I bought this off the exchange, Trajectory Bending. Of course, the Camarque Visionary Universal Console. This came with the set. And the Liberated Terran Exocomp Fabrications, of course, came from the Terran event as well. So, mission. We got that for free. All this stuff is free. Now, for his ship, again, I've said before, this Mirror Gagarin warship has gotten me through. And what we're using is the Agony Phasers that we got from event. We got 2 packs of these, because the Terran events from last year, from 2022, gave us packs of Agony Phasers. One set I'm going to keep on this tune. And you can see that we do have the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo, because now it is canon, because of lower decks, to have Federation ships firing purple torpedoes. So I'm using that. And of course, we got the Prolonged Engagement Photon. We're just putting that in the aft. This has a 180 target, so we're using that. For our space set here, we do have the Utility Review Pending Modified Shield, along with the Warp Core there. We still have to get the Colony Deflector, but it's a long-term goal, nothing that we're rushing over. And of course, we've got the Prevailing Innovative Impulse engines from the rep, competition rep there. We got the Lorcator, of course. And what's been helping us is actually the Discovery rep boxes items. So these consoles here, they give either beam damage, hull capacity for my beams there, but also they've been giving us torpedo damage and critical chance. So they've been helping us there. And of course, we've filled out the others with the universal consoles there that we get from the event ships, like the Dispersing Nanoprobe Assimilator. I think that was an event reward, actually. The Akar's Vengeance, there's an event reward. The Destructive Polar Matter Wave Projector, the Great Material Continuum, this is from the Eisenberg. And then these 2 items here I picked because they give us armor and turn rate, plus they give us critical hit chance. And these, again, from the Discovery rep boxes. So this ship has served me very well. And now that I've done this update video, we'll be sort of moving on to other ships. But I'm super glad that I have this ship. And of course, we know that this ship is canon, and it was shown in Star Trek Picard Season 2. So that's why I decided to kind of main this for a bit. So there is that. Now when it comes to his options of ships, of course, he has the same options as everyone else. The Alliance Carrier, the Nigerian Defender, of course, the recent Somerville Scout ship, the Barjai Interceptor, of course, the Eisenberg, of course. Now this ship, shout out to Security Pro, he gave this ship to us when we started the account. So shout out to you, thank you so much. Glad I have a Nova. It's one of my favorite ships in Star Trek. And back in the day, this was the STB Star Trek Battles flagship because I used for supports, DPS, back in 2014. Of course, we got the Galaxy ship here and Renegade. And we got this through only when we were leveling up. Now, for his dry dock ships, we just got, again, the leveling up ships there. Now, we're going to go quickly to his inventory here. Not Edworthy. And there you go. Now, again, shout out to Angelos for these ships that he gave us here. So we're going to have fun with these. We have the Saber. We have the Titan here. Another Sovereign. A Prometheus. And, of course, a Mogai. And this I'm saving for when I make a Romulan tune. And shout out to another captain. I forgot his name. My apologies. But he did actually give us some free stuff here. But these at the bottom here, super happy that I have them. Of course, from the event campaign, I'm going to be picking a premium T6 starship. I haven't done it yet because I wanted, again, give an update and show here that we can get a promo ship if you do the event campaign. So a new captain playing this game can also get a premium ship of up to last year's offerings if you just do the 5 event campaigns. It'll only take you like 3 or 4 possibly because I didn't have to do all of it, but you have to do it every day for when the event is live. We also still have a T6 ship coupon and a Tier 5 coupon that we still yet to use, and we got this from the 12th anniversary event, or the free stuff they gave us prior to the 12th anniversary event. So, and we have choices to go off of that here. I'm thinking of either the Prometheus for the multi-vector assault mode and or the Akira for the torpedo point defense system. And then Tier 6, well, we have a lot to go through. Mainly a lot of that will be possibly the 12th anniversary ships, so like the Smexy Lexi, the Lexington ship there, the Cygnus, aka Galaxy, Trailblazer, Intrepid, or Adamant Defiant. So those are the considerations there. Now for the one captain, he actually was kind enough to give me the Tier 6 ship coupon gift pack. I said, you don't have to. He's like, no, here you go. It was one day when I was streaming, so he gave that to me. Again, I didn't write it down. He just gave it to me there. But again, shout out to you. Thank you so much, Captain, if you're watching this video. But he also gave me some traits here as well. Some things that we'll be using there. But this was given as a gift. But in terms of showing off the progress, super happy that we have a ship to choose. And we'll probably be choosing the Enterprise from Discovery, because that ship is a beautiful ship. But we'll see. Of course, we'll make a log of that when we decide here on the YouTube bridge here what we're going to be doing. So there is that, his update on my main tune. Super happy of how it turned out. Now we're going to give sort of our conclusions here. Go to the main screen here. Now I'm going to admit I done boof. I covered the news about the temporal recruitment event. I was supposed to have 4 recruit tunes, but I waited until the last day, or I thought it was the last day, but it was actually over. So we're gonna have to start over again when that rolls around. It's nice to have obviously the perk that you get from that, of course, is when you max out his reputations, you'll actually be able to get across your whole entire account Mark 13 ultra rare weapons from the reputation. So I missed that boat there, but that's okay. We'll wait for the next one. Now you see here we have Z, who is a Delta recruit. This is the next tune that we're going to be working up, and that's why I have that pack of Agony Phasers. We're going to give it to this tune here. Now we do have this tune here, this Triz, but we actually just use this to do the tutorial, or I believe playthrough, or one of the things just to go through the new playthrough here, or the tutorial. So this is probably a tune that we'll probably repurpose. But again, this is all the characters we have so far, and the 3 here hopefully will turn to 4 next year. Now, the long-term goal now, since after we're done this year, the long-term goal, as I showed earlier, we have 5,000 Zen. I got that for 1 year of just casually logging in 1 hour a day. Max 2-3 when I'm streaming. Now, if I focus a little bit more, I can probably get more resources. The ultimate goal of this account is hopefully within 2 years to be able to have enough Zen from the resources that we get in-game to get the 10th anniversary bundle. That is our goal. And hopefully we'll be able to get that. But again, it's a long-term goal. If we fall short a bit, maybe it's within 3 years. However it works. So we'll see how that goes. We'll continue on what we're doing here. Now, lastly here, we're going to give some positives and negatives. So I'll start off with the negatives. The controls here are quite clunky. And space is okay, but when you start going to combat, it kind of gets a little iffy, and that also includes in ground too as well, because it's the same system that they use on ground. I'll go quickly again back here to my main here to show that off, because not only is it clunky, it also gets in the way of your UI and your HUD, and it literally has from these here, and I've talked about this already. So as you can see there, there's the map that you have in the top right. Now, as soon as I open my ability wheel, it blocks that. During missions, when there's dialogue, it actually blocks that as well. And of course, when you're either running or moving in space here, you have to stop and actually activate these. Now, there are some, of course, that you can auto activate, like this here, toggle auto execute, actually it's called here. It would be nice if they made all of these abilities that you can put on your wheel here to auto execute. Make things a lot easier, especially with the limit. Now, I understand why they did it, but I think they can refine it a little better. Also, even if I have all same tactical tunes in space and or even the ground, their ability wheel is all different from each other with the positioning of their abilities, even if I have it all the same. So from my main Federation, from my Klingon to my Jem'Hadar, the positioning of items is all different. So we'll go to space here quickly too, just to another example, because this is where I mostly shine there is in the space when we're doing the events there. And it could get a little cumbersome because, like I said, you can't move when you have the ability wheel up, and it makes it sort of annoying to a certain degree when you are trying to pick your ability, and it's not exact because you're using the thumbsticks. Now, I'm speaking PlayStation. I'm not sure how it is on Xbox, but I'm pretty sure it's the same type of feel because it's not exact, and it doesn't matter where you have certain abilities. If you try to memorize where it is, you're still gonna have to make it a little finicky. So you bring up again the ability wheel here. We'll go L2. So this is where you have your captain abilities, like your evasive maneuvers or your tactical initiative. On my other tunes, this is all in different places. So I guess it would be nice to have them all in the same place. And you can see that I'm trying to press, just if I try to hold down, sometimes it just starts wiggling. Or when I'm trying to go here, sometimes you can see the wheels moving there a little bit, and I try to activate things. And as I'm trying to activate things while I'm in, pew pews mode, I'm getting shot at or not moving or whatever have you. So again, this ability wheel actually grows as you level up. It would be nice to have some consistency of where things are. So again, if this is where evasive maneuvers is, it'd be nice if I need to move quickly, go down here. But on my KDF tune, it's like up here. On my Jem'Hadar tune, it's like somewhere in the right here. So that kind of gets a little bit annoying. Now that you can do auto execute a little bit more on your abilities here, but again, still you have to manually trip them. Like tactical initiative, I can't auto execute this along with my intelligence fleet. So it's like a version of keybind light, because on PC with a keybind you can just press spacebar and activate everything you want on a particular row. Here you can like auto execute some, not all of your abilities. So it'd be nice again if they could work on that. Camera here, it sucks because you have to just cycle through 3 distances. So you got your super close, mid, and then far. I tend to just go to the mid. Now, to bring up your quick menu, and I've said this before in other videos, so your quick menu here, it doesn't bother me in space as much because I don't have anything that I press X for here. When you're underground, X is your jump. And to use that, to pop that menu up, you have to hold X. Now, there's so many times that I've tried to jump. I should go back here again. Tried to jump, and I'm opening my inventory. And I know I'm not the only one, because I've talked to my fellow captains. It happens to them too, those who are on console. Now, again, I don't want to be too negative here, but part of the reason why here is if this is the only way that you're going to be playing Star Trek Online, I still highly recommend you do so, because you still get the experience. Not as good as on PC, but again, some captains don't have that ability to play on PC. So if I'm running here, and if I want to jump, and just because of games that I've played all my life, if I jump, that's what happens. You just gotta lightly tap it. So that I wish they can fix. And that reticule, I wish you can. There's no way to remove that. There really isn't. I wish there'd be a way to remove all of your HUD items, but there isn't. So there is that. Other than those things that I pointed out, and having like redundant menus, and because I can get all of this in my other menu there, it kind of just sort of ruins it for me because I've been spoiled on PC. But if you're someone who started on this and you're used to this, it might not bother you, but it's just kind of one of the things that I've noticed. Now, the other thing I forgot to show, and we'll do it now, comes of course to quote-unquote endgame. So all those boxes that you've seen me store on this tune, on my Jem'Hadar tune, the Pendever boxes, we're going to show you the rank of how we're doing. Bam! We're at 54 Endeavor rank. Yes! And we have 110 to use. Now, I know I've gotten a lot of flack for this. Having said that, there's a reason why I haven't used those. There's a reason for everything I do. This particular reason is to show you can still do fairly well, get through the events, no problem. You don't necessarily have to do this. It's just a choice, because I hear this all the time. People get overwhelmed with the amount of things that they have to do, quote unquote have to do. You don't have to. Okay, I've done well here in the year. I decided just to one day at 54, you know what, I'm just going to keep collecting the points and then use them when I need them. But really, the thing is, I don't really need them. So that's something else I wanted to point out here. All the events are in normal. It's just nice to have, and yes, it is account unlock on wide. Of course, you have all this stuff. Eventually, I'll fill it out, but again, it's not needed. And you don't have to force yourself to do your Penever points if you don't want to. So, for the most part, it's up to you. Now, positives, again, it's still the Star Trek experience, I think. You still get your, of course, pretty pew-pews in space, although a bit cumbersome, but you still get the ships that you get from the show. With the event campaign and how they're getting that rolling that out to us, we can still get all the ships that we see on screen if we're patient. Okay, if we're patient. So, like I said, on this account, I'll be getting the Discovery Enterprise. Because, of course, Caps, you know I love Strange New Worlds. So that is going to be my choice for my event campaign. But you can get any ship from that campaign now for 2023. So, to new players kind of looking at this and think, is it worth starting? Yeah, I do think, because my positive overall here experience has been positive. Other than the whole things that I've said here and there, it's still the experience that you can get of just flying your ship. I feel the controls here are actually even better too, but anyways, when it comes to getting your only pew-pews here on console, definitely. The economy is a little better here on console when you see the assets here and you go to the exchange. This is where PC was at, I believe, 2 years ago at 368 for 1 Zen. So it's not at 500, though it's not that far off really necessarily, but I think it's due to the player base that we have here. Now, trying to do the events is pretty easy. The queues come up, but seeing the other queues, trying to do them on your own, I'd probably just do them solo. It's been hard to sometimes get into pugs because they're not popping. But again, what I found here that my play has been mostly solo here, but that's okay. I just have a different sort of goal when it comes to this account, and that's just collecting ships. And as you can see, captains, I can get ships if I want, even without those free ships I got from Angelus. Again, shout out to you, sir. I can get any ship I've seen on screen just with the T6 coupons, and I can keep getting them too if I want to use the event campaign to get the 2 tier 6 ship coupons. So there you go, Caps. I know it's been a longer video. I didn't know how long this was going to be, but I did want to do an update here, and I was supposed to get this out earlier, but like I said, we were sick, and I apologize for that, and just wanted to say thank you to all you captains for checking up on us when we were. Definitely still going to be doing a lot more content here for the PS4 Bridge, especially with the news. We're always covering that stuff. And again, we've said our ultimate goal for this account is to show that we can get even the biggest bundle and the best bundle in the game, which is the 10th anniversary legendary bundle. So again, highly recommend, if you're new to Star Trek Online, a few quick more tips here is to definitely try this out. And when you do the events, especially the event campaign, and when it comes to building your ship, try to synergize it. You can always rely on ship builders there on YouTube to kind of at least help you with synergizing your build. But whatever works for you, just have fun. Go to the story first and foremost, and then worry about your end game once you get to the end. And of course, like I said, do all the events. So again, a longer update than what I was anticipating, but there you go, captains. Again, thank you so much for always checking out our videos here, and look out for more content. And of course, with that said, we will leave it on this note of yes, super happy. Can't be any more happier. I've said that maybe 10 times in this video, but that's because I am of being able to have this account, and I'm glad that I did it, and highly recommend that you try it. if you're thinking of playing Star Trek Online, because with all the Star Trek going on, this gave Star Trek Online a huge boost, and hopefully we have 3 to 5, maybe even 10 more years. Who knows? We'll see. But we'll leave it on that, Caps.